Hello besties! In this week's video, we're gonna get into some sensitive topics. Sensitive because, well, we're humans and we are sensitive. In theory, being good with your money is really easy, right? All you have to do is understand the basic principles of money. And we all have smartphones. Google exists. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Unfortunately, it is. Things work quite differently in theory versus in practice. And turns out, money doesn't exist in a vacuum and neither do we. It's pretty easy to say this is how you should budget, how you should save, how you should deal with money relationships, but it's a lot harder when friends, family, and expectations come into play. Today, we're gonna talk through 4 tricky money situations, and I'm gonna give you some scripts that you can use to navigate these common situations. A few of you might already know, but I'm Vivian, your Rich BFF, and your favorite Wall Street girly, and I hope this video helps make your relationships better and stronger as they involve money and finance. Please like, comment, and subscribe to learn more about being good with your money. Let's get to it. For situation number 1, let's do a quick visualization exercise. Close your eyes and imagine a Friday night. You're fresh out the shower, you coif your hair perfectly, you apply a full face of makeup, you put on a beautiful outfit, and you are excited to head out to dinner with 4 of your friends. Everyone starts looking at the menu. You're having an incredible time. But then disaster strikes. The waiter asks, "What will you be having?" Courtney says, "Ooh, the special looks incredible. White truffle pasta? I'm in." You look down at the menu and that pasta is $94. You were planning on bawling out and getting the chicken for a whopping $28. And listen, normally you all don't mind splitting evenly. What's a few dollars between friends? But there's a $66 difference between what you and Courtney are having, and you aren't exactly in the mood to subsidize her pasta. What should you do? What should you say? This scenario happens all the time and can lead to a lot of resentment and overspending if you're not careful. If you're caught in this pickle, say something like this. "Hi guys, tonight let's itemize the bill and split costs based on what we're ordering. I've been really focused on being more responsible with my spending this year, and I want to make sure that my budget can comfortably cover our meals out together." This is a firm but thoughtful way to share that you're not game to just split the bill evenly. If you say this before the bill comes, Courtney knows if she eats the truffle pasta, she's paying for the truffle pasta, and she can't count on you to help lower her bill. Situation number 2 is often related to situation number 1. After a night out or a group dinner, you're told that unfortunately the restaurant or the bar can't split your check. So you offer to cover the entire bill and have people pay you back through Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever. The following day, you figure out what everyone owes you and you make your digital requests for money. Allison pays you back instantaneously because she hates owing anybody money. Steven sees the notification in a few hours and completes the payment, but surprise, surprise, after 48 hours, still no word from Danny. You see him active on social media. He's posting memes on his story, so you know he's gotten the notification. But why hasn't he paid you back? What should you do? Here's my recommendation. Going forward, if you offer to cover the whole bill, don't let anyone leave the table until you are made whole. Usually, as soon as I've signed the bill and added a tip, I will figure out then and there what people owe me, and I don't care if everyone at the table is waiting. No one's going anywhere until I get paid back. This is usually a great strategy because people can't avoid you if you're sitting right across from them. But say you forgot to do that, and now you're starting to get a little annoyed. This is your order of operations. 48 hours after you initially sent the Venmo request, send a text to remind them. Something like, "Hey friend, reminder to complete my Venmo request for dinner last Friday." Totally possible that they just got busy and missed it. And ideally, they pay you back right away. But if they still don't pay you back, ask, "Hey, I covered dinner last Friday under the assumption that everyone would pay me back right away. Is there any reason for the holdup?" Perhaps they're a bit strapped for cash, or they're waiting on their next paycheck, and they may just be too embarrassed to tell you. At this point, they'll likely explain, and if they say that they're unable to pay you back, here's what I recommend. Ask them, what would you be able to pay right now, and by what date would you be able to get the remainder? This helps to make it easier on them, but in a worst case scenario, they still may not pay you back, in which case, unfortunately, that money may just be gone. But in the grand scheme of things, that might have been a small price to pay for a big lesson. Never lend money to people you don't trust, and if someone doesn't pay you back, don't make the mistake of fronting money for them ever again. Situation number 3 is a tricky one. You get invited to something you can't afford to go to. Some people will go into debt just to keep up with their friends, but frankly, that's a really terrible idea. Real friends like you for you. And here's my exact script for telling friends you can't afford something without making it weird. Hey friend, I gotta be honest. Given my budget for the month, I don't think a 2-star Michelin dinner and Jack Harlow concert tickets are in the cards for me. But I don't want to hold you back if you're dying to go, so maybe we could order a pizza and do movie night on Saturday if you're available. All you have to do is take the activity that your friend offered up to you and offer a replacement. Setting financial boundaries is totally okay and part of healthy friendships. The key is to offer an alternative so your friend recognizes that you can't or don't want to do the activity, not that you don't want to spend time with them. That'll make sure that you keep getting invited to future events. And last but not least, what about when it comes to someone you love, or at least like? In major metro cities, rent is high, and you and your boo thing might be thinking about moving in together to cut down on costs sooner rather than later. But what if one of you makes significantly more than the other? One person might want a nicer apartment closer to their office, while the other may be more worried about finding a home that fits their limited budget. So, how do you have this tricky conversation without blowing up the relationship? Well, first and foremost, if your significant other that you're planning on moving in with is not understanding and compassionate about your concerns and your financial situation, that's already an immediate red flag, and you may not want to move in with them. But here's how I would navigate this conversation. Hey Danny, you know I love and care about you so much, and I'm so excited to start this next chapter of our relationship. That said, I want to share that my budget for rent is XYZ, and I'm not comfortable going much above that as it put a lot of strain on my budget and financial goals. Totally understand that you make more and are likely hoping to find a place closer to the office, and that's a little nicer, so I'm hoping that we can find a spot that fits both of our needs. While a 50-50 split on rent is what's equal, it's not what's equitable. That would be splitting rent proportionally based on how much each person earns. In my personal experience with my fiance, as well as learning about a lot of my friends' relationships, not always, but frequently, the higher earning partner doesn't want to sacrifice certain things like a doorman for safety or a neighborhood close to work, but they love their partner and they don't want housing to become this massive burden. So they'll offer to cover the difference. For example, back in 2019, when my now fiance and I moved into a $5,000 a month apartment in New York City, he offered to pay $3,000 while I covered $2,000. This made him happy because we had a nicer place, and I was happy because I wasn't going over on my budget for rent. All in all, the important thing to remember here is that I hate that it's cliche, but honesty is the best policy. Having an open line of communication with your friends and family about money is going to make things a lot easier. Avoid the awkward tension or the bubbling under the surface resentment, and talk to the people you love most about money. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more money, spending, and finance tips. See you, besties.